black magic has me in its spell.
The Golgan spoke faintly. The earthquake was just the beginning. The tremors that swallowed the crystals, the light of our world, and let demons crawl to the surface are nothing compared to the flood of darkness that is to come. Hold on, gotta restart to read the rest of that. Demons crawling, yeah, flood of darkness, But hope is not yet lost. 4 souls will be blessed by light. Carrying on anyway. In the remote village of 4 orphans have been raised by Topapa, a village elder. A crystal has fallen into the cave created by fissures of the earthquake, and the adventuring orphans have wandered. A crystal had fallen into a cave created by the fissures of an earthquake, and the adventuring orphanage had wandered in to test their courage. There we go. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Final Fantasy III. It has been quite a while since I last played Final Fantasy, when I did Final Fantasy II, and that game was, well, not that good, frankly. Which is a disappointment considering the original game is one of my favorites, period. It's honestly a masterpiece in my eyes, one of the best on the NES. And so, where exactly does this 3rd installment fall? There's only one way to find out. Let's start a new game. Now, like Final Fantasy II, this game was never released in the United States. I'm playing, once again, a fan translation that I found online. Eventually, it was released in a 3D version. That 3D version does give these characters official names. I believe their names are Luneth, Refia, Ark, and one other one I'm forgetting. Ignis? Is that it? However, I don't think it's quite right to change what was in this game. In this game, these are simply known as the Onion Knights, and so we're free to name them whatever we'd like. In this case, you may have already noticed the correlation between their names. They're all named after the different suits in a deck of cards.
We've fallen down a hole!
Oh no. Is everyone okay? This is your fault.
Stop wasting time arguing and find the exit.
And so with that, we're thrust into our first battle. No, I'm not controlling that whole bit where they're looking back and forth and everything. We have a very familiar setup here, although the options appear to be somewhat different. We have attack, guard, run, and item. None of our characters have any sort of magic. You also will notice as we target an enemy, the number 1 appears above them. You might think this is to alleviate the targeting system of the old Final Fantasy games, although this game actually fixes that mechanic. Well, I wouldn't say fixes it, but replaces it rather. In this game, even though that enemy that Heart targeted was already killed by Club, Heart instead just targeted a new enemy. Same with Diamond here, and eventually the same will be with Spade. This game uses smart auto-targeting, which some people really prefer. And you know what? I don't mind either way. The way I see it, it's either a drastic improvement for you, or it's a harmless change. Either way, it's here, and it's alright. Not only do we gain gold and experience, we're also gaining capacity of some kind. And of course, treasures. Those monsters. That was rough.
This doesn't seem like a safe place.
Now we're in control, and we're able to travel around and collect treasures at our own leisure. As you can see, we all have the class of Onion Knight. There was no choosing our class at the beginning, and this may worry you. After all, this could be like Final Fantasy II where we have to manually level up all of our stats. But not quite. This game has its own system that we'll get into very shortly here. In the meantime, we did pick up a shield that we can go ahead and equip with Club here to just up our defense. And our stats are all displayed, or rather, just our attack and our defense are displayed when we're equipping weapons and armor. So that's a very nice improvement. Actually, that might have been the case in Final Fantasy II, but it never really mattered much. Huh?
What's up?
What a weird rock.
Yeah, you're right.
As we investigate this rock, it opens up a secret passageway. We have another leather shield. We might as well equip that with somebody. I'm having to adjust myself because I'm hitting A to open the menu when it is in fact start. This is because I'm playing Mother at the same time right now. In this chest here we have yet another potion, and I think there's a really good chest this way. Even though auto-targeting is a thing in this game, I still typically like to just, attack the enemy I intend to, just for the sake of keeping the battles a bit more interesting. This game also does have the row system from the previous entry where we can go ahead and change whether or not we're in the front or back row. Here we have an Arctic Wind, which is a neat little battle item we can use to cast ice on enemies, but we won't be doing that right now. A wellspring!
Mystifying colors.
Let's try a sip. You're kidding. I'm just immediately reminded of Tron, in that bit where Flynn, Tron, and Ram all come across the fluid that energizes them. The party drank from the spring. And with that, our HP and MP is fully restored. Of course, we don't have any MP right now, but that's good to know. So yeah, we have a method of healing over there. That's very nice. We have another potion here, and the way we have to go is towards the left this way. We enter the room of the Wind Crystal, and some light begins to surround us. What's that? A monster attacks. And we have our first boss battle of the game, the Land Turtle, with a brand new boss theme specifically for this game. Of course, other than the Arctic Wind, which I don't feel like using right now, all we're really doing is attacking. And frankly, all this turtle does is attack us, so not a super interesting boss, but it's just starting us off. On the plus side, I do really like this boss theme. It's quite dynamic and intense, as all the boss themes in Final Fantasy games have been so far. Come on, Heart, you got this. There you go, Heart, very nice. And so with that, we defeated the Land Turtle. 500 gold, 31 capacity, and 33 experience points. You also may have noticed just from those experience points, well, it didn't tell us all of our stat increases like the first game did. We are just getting constant stat increases, so don't worry, there's no Final Fantasy II system in place here. But now, let's go ahead and approach this crystal here. The crystal glimmered. You four have been chosen. The crystal speaks. You shall receive my remaining light and hear my final wish. This light too will soon fade away, and the universal balance will collapse. With my light, a great power will awaken. You four have been chosen to fulfill this wish. We must not let this world be erased. The four warriors were engulfed in light. Oh, the magical feeling that this moment provides. There's so much familiarity and warmth that comes with the classic Final Fantasy theme from the original and the trope of having four light warriors. This game is a massive callback to the original with its simple story, unnamed protagonists, and, well, a lot of the music, like this one here. In fact, you may have noticed that from the prelude at the beginning. Anyway, their hearts filled with light, the four embarked. Oust the darkness and restore light to this world. Restore light and hope to the crystals.